Hello and welcome to Out of the Mud Universe. And this is Let's Talk with Big Tone, episode 6.
Welcome back. This is Big Tone. I'm sorry I ain't been here for a while, but today it's a new day and we back at Out the Mud Studios down in Flint, Michigan with my boy George F. Grundy II and my boy James um, Mayfield, the greatest Mayfield. Um, Today, I was going to talk about basketball in the NCAA tournament. We've got a lot of stuff going on with the NCAA tournaments right now. It seems like it's a lot of upsets going on in the tournament right now. Like we got McNeese that beat Clemson, and that was the first 12 to beat a 5, and that was a shocker to me. You got Michigan. They play UC San Diego, and if you really looked at that game, I really think Michigan played uptight. They almost lost that game, but they end up pulling it out. The next game that they have, they're playing Texas A&M, and I'm not sure exactly if they're going to win that. I'm always pulling for the Big Ten and for the Big Ten win. Um, we've got a we the Big Ten has done pretty good in the tournament right now. The SEC is also doing good. My boys, Michigan State, they play Bryant today, and I think Michigan State has got a really good bracket. All of the other years, Michigan State has been playing. They've always, I feel like, had a tough bracket and a hard way to get to the Final Four. But this time, I think I'm going to say it live. I think they can at least make the Elite Eight, and for them to make the Elite Eight, I will be very happy with them making the Elite Eight. It's crazy because like I said, you've got a lot of upsets, a lot of lower seed teams playing that's been playing well. Like we also have Drake that beat Missouri. That was a real good game. Those guards that Drake got, those you're gonna end up hearing about them today. I was going to talk about basketball a lot, but this organic conversation has came between me and George about black executives. We was talking about black hip hop executives, and I didn't understand. Well, I kind of understand. He said that Suge Knight was the best black
Oh,
executive.
see, look, you really want to go there. So, in my top five,
Your top
this
five,
is what I'm top five
okay?
execs because it started off when we was talking about hip hop, like who our favorite artists were.
Right,
You said Pac.
Pac. Pac's my
She
number one favorite.
she said Nas.
She said Nas.
Tamika said Nas.
Tamika said Nas.
And Pac is mine also, but we had different reasons for why.
Okay.
So
Now, why did you say Pac was your number one?
So Tupac's my number one, not because of him, but because of where he came from. He's the son of the struggle. He's literally the son of a Black Panther. His mother was one of the original 9.
Right.
His mother had to fight to get out of prison while she was pregnant with him. His mother was a strategist.
She was a Black Panther.
She was a Black Panther.
Right.
She also ended up addicted to drugs. She also ended up being so many different things that happened because of
that the government was putting in our neighborhoods.
Yeah, because of what the government pressured our community about and for. And he came out of that. As a teen, as a kid, the FBI, they were watching them when they were homeless, when they didn't have anywhere to go, when they were in Baltimore, when they were in New York. They just been watching. Then you watching some of the most powerful people of the movement be destroyed or be incarcerated and locked up, and you're the aftermath of that, and then you become a great voice. I was one of those people wondering what was going to be the plots, the plans, and the strategies behind it.
You say the Black Panthers. You talk about the Black Panthers. Do you know about the Black Panthers? What do you know about the Black Panthers?
Well,
What destroyed the Black Panthers?
Well, they were a social movement. They it started with the food programs, and with knowledge of making sure people understood their rights, understood the constitutional amendments and things like that, their second amendments, and understood the sixth and fourth amendments and stuff like that when it came to engaging with law enforcement, when it came to engaging with politics, when it came to engaging with what opportunities were out here under the government structure. When those things happen and they wanted to be self-sustaining and they created these food programs, they created these educational programs, then it became a problem. Because one of the things was when they stood up, using their second amendment rights, then the government changed the law, or the state of California, I believe, changed the laws on what you could do when it came to your second amendment rights and standing up for them at a capital, or at a government location. So because it became so intense based on that time period, the FBI made them enemy in the top 5 enemies of the United States. Now, along with that, you got this push for drugs that was going on. And then that became something that was pushed into the community in order to self-sabotage.
Well, there was drugs pushed in the community, but I feel like the Black Panthers, I feel like if they were more I don't want to say prevalent, but did you watch the movie The Messiah, about
No,
um the guy who ended up killing
Fred Hampton.
yeah. It,
I couldn't watch that all the way through. That it made me sick.
yeah, it was crazy how it was us. I hate to say that, but I try to keep it 100%.
It's called meritorious manumission.
You know they kind of were destroyed from the inside.
Meritorious manumission. That's what that is. So that's when people that's that
I know we're off subject.
no, we on subject because you said this is
Yeah.
where we was going.
Yeah.
It's organic.
This
became
is
organic.
definitely organic.
So, and now this is another leg of what we were talking about.
Right.
We didn't get this deep.
Right.
But so when you think of the movie, what was the Jamie Foxx movie? Django.
Oh my God.
So Samuel L. Jackson's
Oh my God.
character, that's meritorious manumission in action. So when
you listen, you got to explain that a little bit more to me and the people that's watching.
Okay, so what meritorious manumission is they were a set of rules and laws that were set in place in order to give blacks tokens or rewards for snitching, for telling, for making sure that
so
the master
their
was,
ears
right,
in there, right? Their
like,
ears and eyes.
Like I'm listening to the whole thing. I come in here, yeah, we should do that. Mm-hmm. Yep. Mm-hmm. I'll be the first one on there. And then as soon as we leave, yes, sir, master. They and the old Negroes up there. They up here plotting and planning. And look here, George. I'm gonna give you your freedom for giving this stuff, and you gonna give my freedoms. Okay, whatever you want me to do, master. We's gonna win.
Hey, listen. We supposed to be talking this the top black executives.
Okay, we can loop into that. I can loop it all the way back.
We definitely so you said Suge was your number one top executive.
Yeah.
I said that who did I say was
I don't know. I said Russell.
I say you gotta
Tamika said Russell Simmons.
You gotta have Russell Simmons like right up there at the top. Number one. He has to, because like we were talking about before we got on air, Russell Simmons, they started with the Beastie Boys, Run DMC, LL Cool J. They came out with Crush Groove. How could you? Russell Simmons showed all of the people, all of the black executives, how to do it. He showed them how to get money from other incomes, from clothing, from modeling. He made more. He brought you. It would be hard to put someone above him because especially you can't put anybody above him, especially in the rap.
I put Suge above. So I'm saying for Russell, I don't want to take nothing away from him, but he was to me, he was a comfort for those that didn't like this hip hop stuff. What is this going on? He made it comfortable for people to enjoy hip hop. He made it comfortable. He made it to where people could. He made it to where it made financial sense to folks.
Correct.
And to where, oh, we can digest this. This is not too much.
Is that good or bad?
I'm not saying it's bad, but when it comes to what I understand as reality, growing up in Flint, understanding that death is real, that conflict is real, that you can't control your environment, you just have to survive through it. To me, Suge was one of those people that I've never heard him be associated with any drugs. Gang affiliation is another thing.
Oh my God.
He's been investigated by everybody on the whole planet, and you've never seen this man go to jail for any type of drug, anything.
No.
Now beating people up, and doing things that happen out here in the regular world, that's another thing. When you grow up in an environment to where you don't know if you're gonna make it home just going to a party,
the environment,
and you got to be the most aggressive thing out there in order to make it back home. That's just your environment.
So the environment that he lived in, where do you think most of the money was coming from?
It's not for me to know, because all I know it came from music. All I know that it came from music.
Well, it came from
it came from music. There's nothing.
I still disagree because I don't think he treated his artists fairly. He can't be this house.
Look, so
he can't be.
His artists were starving.
His artists were starving.
The artists were not starving.
His art.
When it comes to optics and what I seen,
we talked about
as a fan and looking at these people from outside in at that time, they looked like new money to me.
No.
So now coming after the fact and getting these new stories and getting new optics, then that's something else. But my point to him is that he created a monster of a company to where people got opportunity to become superstars.
I understand that, but if Suge, like we talked about, if Suge would have just treated them almost fairly, you know what I'm saying? He didn't.
But I'm saying, what's the difference between him and Diddy? Because Diddy, it looked like nobody got they royalties
at all,
based on what they sent.
To tell you the
truth,
so
I'm saying the difference is Suge was upfront about how he was doing business with you. Puff, you thinking everything's going, and then you find out you ain't got nothing.
So we're gonna put. So I said Russell Simmons won. Tamika said Russell Simmons won. You got Suge. I got
Suge, Master P, and Suge, Master P, and then Russell Simmons.
We got P for number 2. I'd say definitely. I'd say P, and the reason why I'm gonna say Master P is because Master P put on a lot of people back when Master P was doing it. And one thing that I've never heard anybody say about Master P is that he wasn't paying them. I've never heard anybody say that Master P wasn't paying them. We talked about how like Suge was with when Snoop was with Death Row. When Snoop came, hold up. When Snoop,
I'm listening. I ain't saying nothing.
Came to Master P, Snoop had already had some legendary albums.
Exactly.
And he was broke. He was broke. He said
sensational.
He said that when he came to when he came over there to Master P, he said from a couple weeks he was in, he had his own house, he had his own car. He bought.
Why did Master P even have an inkling of an idea to even want to deal with Snoop?
Because he knew Snoop was a legend.
Because of what? Because of what Death Row did.
No, Death Row gave him the platform.
Would nobody even know Snoop without Death Row?
That's not true. That's
You-
not
Nobody
true.
know
You
that.
so you
With
saying
nobody what-
Snoop wouldn't have been Snoop without Death Row?
without Dre, there's no Snoop. Without Suge, there's no Dre.
They still would have been. They
Th-
still
he
would have.
was still he was in
they
a boy
still-
band. He
they-
was in NWA.
They still would have been. To tell you the truth,
It doesn't take away
Listen,
from their legacy.
I'm gonna tell you.
and
I'm
their
gonna tell you
legend.
right now. To tell you the truth, if Suge would have never stepped into the picture, they probably would have did better.
How you can't
Yes.
even
Yes.
There's no
if the only
empirical data for that.
thing, the only
There's
only
no empirical data for that.
there's only that was the thing. I think that eventually somebody would have picked Pac up in jail.
Look, no,
You don't think
nobody was looking for
Dre
Pac.
would've shut everybody out, and
I-
I don't even think the South would have made it if it wasn't for Suge. I gotta give him his
Suge,
props.
Suge,
Period.
Suge, not the South, not the South. Master P and, and
Suge created the opportunity for everybody
For
in
the
hip hop
West
to be
Coast.
unapologetic
For the-
about who they was from their hood.
he master he
He
opened up the door, but
he
NWA
made
was
it. He made it.
NWA was the
He
first
made it
ones that-
possible to be unapologetic, to be who you was, whether you claim this, whether you claim that, whether
when he
you wore
when
this.
he, when he made when he came with
and
Death
then
Row. When he
Every
came with
time,
Death Row.
this is why I have a respect for him. I don't respect some of the things that I heard he done and stuff, but to walk through every situation that he's been through, getting shot, getting indicted, getting all, and standing up and saying, "I ain't talking. I'm doing my time, and I'm gonna do what I need to do, and I'm sticking to my story for 30 years." Man, that you can't hold down that.
But listen,
That's to me, on what I grew up understanding, that's an honorable situation.
that's that's an honorable situation.
He played by the rules.
He played by street rules.
The rules in which if you from those situations, then that's what it was.
If Suge would have just listened a little bit, if he would have got half of, if he would have
Hold on, we got people talking like, let me go back. So yeah, Miss Starks said
Oh
it
my
was
God.
all pushed in the black community, and we as people lost our purpose, brought into the lies that circulated centered around us. I believe she was talking about the drugs. in the community.
the drug.
And then Tommy Boo said Snoop was well known before Suge.
Hey,
Since
listen,
when?
listen,
Tommy?
listen. Snoop came
Before Death Row?
No, he was one of the original Death Row.
When he came-
Without Death Row, there's no Snoop. There's no Daz. The only person that it is, or the only people, was Tupac and Dre.
and Dre actually brought Tupac to Death Row. And well,
That's not how I understand the story.
Okay, listen, Dre was Snoop. I mean, Suge had the money. Period.
He had the power.
Suge had the money
And
to
power.
go. With money comes power.
And no,
Yes, it does, because
this is what
happened.
I know that got money ain't got no kind of power. They just got money.
Listen, he had power enough to call Tupac on the phone and tell him, "Hey, I got $1 million to get you out of jail."
Power.
And you know what? You know what he did? He came and he made what album did he make when he came out?
All Eyes on Me.
The best
The
one.
double album.
The I think that was. I don't know if there was another double album out before All Eyes on Me. I think
Probably was, but
I think after that
there
they
was
flooded
nothing
it.
as extravagant and
No.
as huge as that,
To
because
this day.
you got Biggie, his double album.
His double album was not on All Eyes on Me. Not even nowhere close to All Eyes on Me.
That's a whole nother subject.
Yeah.
We
Yeah,
talking about executives right now. We talking about executives.
So we got
So-
Suge, we got Master P. We gotta
You gotta have Russell.
Russell is number one, but
Oh,
but
okay.
we gotta put Puff in there.
He's more
and-
like 7, 8 to me.
Puff is definitely not 7 and 8, because listen,
Yeah,
There's-
get on my nerves.
there's
Call from Money Mike.
Money Mike.
We got Money Mike. He hung up.
We'll call back Money Mike. But listen, I'm gonna tell you right now.
Miss Stark, she said, look at how capitalism flooded our East Coast, West Coast rappers,
Right.
and what they did. It became a money market, and it turned
Definitely
the clean rappers that were doing something and hitting somewhere. Capitalism got into it. Guys, come on. Y'all ashamed to say, but I'm trying to follow. Y'all ashamed to say.
She gonna go deep on you. I wish she would have called capitalism. That's the number one thing. That's call up to the studio
248-820-5053.
Out the Mud Studios, baby.
So if we talking my number 3, I gotta go with Jay. Jay don't put a lot of
Hey, listen.
So
Jay's in the top 5.
So no, Jay's not in my top 5. Jay
definitely in the top 5.
No, because look, Suge has never been an artist.
What?
Russell Simmons has never been an artist.
No.
Now Master P's been an artist, but he was also he managed, and he was Master P was everything in one.
When he found out, Master P found out.
Me, for Jay, going to what she's in, Jay, I can't take nothing away from this man. Awesome, amazing business person, but he's the aftermath. He's the Tupac of the civil rights and stuff. He's the birth of Russell Simmons. He's the birth of Suge Knight. He's the birth of Puffy.
Negative.
He watched these people and seen the mistakes they made, and he made better decisions. He figured out
he was a better.
It does not eliminate
a better
business,
business,
because he's the son of these people.
Listen, listen.
He's the son.
When you talk about, and I like Jay-Z. He's not my favorite rapper, but when you talk about what someone did with rap and the doors that he opened, it's only one other person, and I would say maybe Dre, but as far as what business,
then you have to give Puffy.
Listen, that's what I say. Like you can't. Puff is
not about light.
Puff is in the top 3.
Actually,
not for me.
Puff is in the top 3. They were Puff and Suge were battling each other. Hey, listen, Suge wouldn't have been as big without Puff. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, he would. Yes, he would.
No, he wouldn't have. He wouldn't have.
To me, he would, because
other.
because you still can't take away Dre. They had no issue, and there was nothing going on with.
Dre was gonna take himself out.
Dre took himself out.
He wasn't that lifestyle.
But we're not talking about lifestyle. We're talking about competition between the two.
And that's
so
the thing.
Until Tupac came around, Death Row and a Bad Boy, their underlying issues were not public.
And you know what's crazy?
So I don't they had some issues that went back. But I'm saying Dre came out with Dre Day and all these. There was you can't even fathom to compete anybody with that album.
Listen, I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna say like this. Pac was not a gangster rapper until
Tommy said Suge is what you call an educated.
When did Pac become
FOOL?
When did Pac become gangster?
And he said Russell Simmons hands down.
When he got Russell, when Pac changed, when he got with, he changed his whole. He was a poet. He went to the school, and his mom was in the Black Panthers. If he wouldn't have got caught up, Pac got caught up with Suge.
Pac got caught up with Puff.
Pac got caught up with Suge. If Pac would have, if he would have waited just a little while longer, I think somebody else would have came to get him out of jail. Listen, it's
I don't agree.
You don't think nobody else? You don't think Russell would have came?
And then
you don't think
look, Above the Rim came out before he went to Death Row.
Yeah.
So he still had that mentality. Above the Rim, Tupac was the Death Row Tupac.
So
that mentality was there before the Death Row situation. And
That
so he
that
Puff made him that. Puff did that.
no.
Yes, he
Puff
did. He
Puff
tried
Puff
to
came.
set him up.
well,
Puff came.
allegedly,
Puff
allegedly.
came
They
after.
set him up.
He said,
After
Tommy said, I love Pac, my favorite, but he was
trying to
a
get
follower.
from Puff's
Sad.
leg.
when
Puff
Puff,
made him a monster.
I don't.
I,
Allegedly.
but I'm saying Tupac's life was more.
He was a poet to me.
He
His mom.
he had more layers than what
Absolutely.
we giving him right now. So this is again a child of the struggle.
Yes.
Everything that we wanted to see from the civil rights movement, it was Tupac.
It was Tupac. Agreed.
He was, that's why he was like a messiah-ish type of figure, because it's like it's not, we're not just listening to him.
He wasn't just one thing. He was,
Right.
He was all
He was everything.
Yes, he was.
that from slavery to everything. Tupac is the essence of everything, all the struggles that Black America had been through. And he was able to verbalize those things and put it out there, and then he was destroyed. Not because of what he did, because he was just following a path in which was given. Because what do I do with what I got?
See,
You're taking
now
everything
listen.
away. All I have is this voice. And
That's-
so now you're
that's where
telling me
Suge
I
should've
can't even
stepped
trust my
in.
own people.
That's where Suge. That's what I'm saying. Suge. Suge. This is where I say Suge messed up at. Suge, if he would have, he should have been an OG. He should have said.
was.
He should.
He is.
He should have said, "Hey, man, listen, bro, this is not. This is
he
this
was
is
that too.
this is not where you want to do. You don't want to be fighting. You don't want to. You don't want to be causing controversy. We're trying to make money. We're trying to build a business, and you doing this, we got to let that go. We because we got to make this money. And as an OG, if you're in the streets, if
So
you're doing something,
if you listen to
you're
listen
supposed
to the interviews and things like that,
you're supposed to tell me,
he
hey, I'm
did
doing
that
wrong.
in his own way, because you're, again, this is, I think you're missing what I'm saying. This man, based on my understanding of him and based on what people say about him and what he said about himself, he was unapologetic about it. He was smart enough
the
to
streets go.
he was smart enough to go to school. So he had the intelligence to do that.
He
He had
wasn't
the
a dummy.
capacity to go to play for the league. He had the capacity to understand certain things, but he was still from where he was from.
He couldn't let it go.
It wasn't about letting go. That's where he from. Like, you go back home and you got a claim set, or claim whatever it is. You claiming Lansing, claiming Flint, claiming Detroit, claiming whatever. When you go back home, even though you an executive over here, people don't want to hear that stuff because they ain't on the same thing.
You got
So,
to. You got
but
got
he's showing them by giving them opportunity
gotta
and
show
saying,
them a
look,
different
I'll
way.
get you a job. Ain't nobody gonna hire me. I'm a felon 3 times. Like, it don't matter. I'll give you the security. Just don't
That's
trip.
great. That's right.
So I'm saying,
Don't trip.
and that's what he did. Who nobody before him could put together two sides of a very big divide in the same settings, besides what Kendrick just did over there. But besides Suge had red and blue working together side by side, no problem,
I
until
don't know
problems
about-
came.
I don't know about. I don't know
What you
about
mean
the
you
blood.
don't know
I don't know
about
about
that?
He was. Suge was a blood.
Yeah,
Definitely.
but-
Do you remember that source? Magazine that he had.
I look,
He had
whatever he claiming, I ain't putting,
Yeah,
because
yeah.
I am not gang.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
so I'm saying that
Snoop
he
claim Crip right now.
I am not gang. I do not bang. So all I'm saying is that he was able, as an executive, as a leader, as somebody that's saying, like, this is what I claim. I'm still going to do business because we are the same and we need to get this money. So Snoop, whoever, Dash, everybody, Drake, we about to make this money. I don't care what your life is. I don't care what you do, because what we about to do is be unapologetic about who we are.
All of them broke.
Ain't none of them broke.
All of them broke.
Who
All of them.
broke?
Listen.
Ain't nobody from Death Row broke.
We just talked about this before. This
Nobody from Death
should
Row
they be
broke.
bigger than they are?
They the biggest things ever.
Should they be bigger than they are?
Dre is worth $1 billion.
Not off of
Snoop-
Suge.
Not from
not from Suge.
If
That's who it's from.
look, if it was
It's
not
from Beats.
It's from
him.
Russell.
Listen,
It's from
the biggest
Russell.
thing, the reason why he left Death Row because they was having dog fights at the studio.
I wasn't there. I
because-
can't tell you that. That's
because
a legend.
the secretaries had guns.
He made his billion from Russell Simmons Connect.
That's fine. Russell Simmons wouldn't have had nothing to do with him if he had nothing to do with Suge, because Suge helped him have a platform to
love
be somebody.
You love Suge.
I respect what people do. Just like the same thing how they talk about Don King, he did all these things to these fighters, but you wouldn't have known about half of these fighters or anything like that without a Don King.
But why can't you? Why
Because
can't
it's the
you
same-
do them? Why can't you? This is the only
The
thing.
same reason
Why
why
can't you
all
do
these
them
other
right?
major labels took all the money from all of these
Listen,
from Sam Cooke
we can
and
go down.
and took all the money from
we can go down the
Little
line.
Richard, and took all the money from Chuck Berry,
Bootsy
and
Collins.
took all the money
and
from Bruce Scott
all
and
of
George
them.
Clinton.
George
So I'm saying
Clinton.
they do it in suits and ties and quiet behind closed doors. We don't get to do that. They always expose us and say that we dirty when the biggest mafias in the world are in the music industry, and they don't look like us, and they always take our money, and they always making you redo all these old songs so they can get residuals on these songs, and that's when you're winning these Grammys. That's when you're winning all these awards. That's when they put you out here making. But when you a Suge Knight, or you a Master P, or you a Cash Money, or you a Wu-Tang Clan, or you a Dr. Dre, then they putting all your, or you a Puffy, they putting all your stuff out in the open, trying to make you look like an idiot
Hey,
when you make any kind of mistakes. But the thing is, you still playing the same game, because even when you put me out there, I'm still standing up 10 toes taller than you, and I'm doing more than you, and you don't even understand how I'm getting it done.
hey, listen. This is the only thing I say. You get into that situation. I am not going to. I'm going to try to put everybody on. I'm not going to be robbing people. I'm not going. I'm going to know. I'm going to know that. Listen, this stuff out here, the same rules that they play in the streets, they don't play over here. And I'm trying to get you out of this. I'm trying to get where you ain't 50 in jail, or you ain't 40 or 30 dead.
I don't believe
You cannot have that mentality and want to continue to play in this white man's world. I'm sorry. And it's crazy because he was in the position. He was in a position to help people. He
helped people.
He was no, he wasn't. Suge, if he was a little bit intelligent, Suge's
A little bit?
a little bit.
He built a $1 billion company.
And he's going to probably be in jail until he dies.
What that got to do with his legacy and what he did?
Everything.
No, it don't. That has everything to do with people stole from him.
He stole. He stole from. I bet you.
Look.
If you set up, I don't have anything. Against Suge, because I don't have anything against Suge. But I feel like Suge was, when you map it out, the roster that Suge had, it was better than what Birdman had. When Birdman had
Death Row had the best roster in history. Period. Daz Dillinger was one of the greatest producers. Period. Corrupt is one of the greatest lyricists.
You know where
period.
Suge should be at? He should be somewhere on an island.
Look, when you have the power and the whole force of the United States government on your head for the time of your inception, how are you going to win?
You act right.
What is acting right?
You don't.
Who said he had?
Come on, man.
When was he charged with dog fights?
And listen,
I'm saying, when was he charged with these things? You tell me what he was charged. People can say all kinds of stuff,
listen,
but when was he charged with that stuff?
Listen, them. I hate to say it, but them white folks.
So just
they ain't gonna charge you.
No,
they ain't gonna charge you with dog
fighting
thing, but they're gonna charge you with murder. That's
I'm gonna
what
say
they're
the
gonna
same
charge
thing
you.
about Diddy. What has he actually been charged with? All these different things they put
Oh,
out.
Diddy is
Look,
done.
it doesn't. But I'm saying that's the optics. That's the optics. That's the optics. That's the optics.
Hey,
They
Diddy done.
want you to feel like this black man is destroyed before he even get charged with something, before he even go to trial about something.
Hey, listen, on both of them things, they had Suge on camera running over a guy, backing back, running over him again, and
What
going for
did he
that
get charged with?
murder.
So I'm
Murder.
saying with
Puff,
that,
Puff, did you let me finish.
I don't know
Let me-
all
let me-
of the.
Let me tell, because that's on video. The thing, did you see? I'm pretty sure
But
you seen the video with Puff and Cassie. You seen
look,
seen that?
all I know
Hold on,
is
because you
there's
say the
always
optics.
three sides
You
to
said,
each story.
listen. Let me tell you something. Did you see the video of Puff and Cassie?
I don't know nothing about nothing.
So you did see it. So if I have a daughter, I have a mom. Listen, if you would, the video was hard for me to watch. That's how disgusting it was. Listen, if you go up and you pull my daughter from the back of her hair and throw on the ground, you don't have to say nothing else.
So that's why I said I don't know nothing about nothing, because things like that, I don't know nothing about nothing. And then when the aftermath happens,
until with somebody that you know,
it doesn't matter how much money a person has when they do things like that. To my people,
it don't.
Because I'm saying I don't have a problem. If you didn't have a problem doing it, I don't have a problem at all. And I don't know nothing about nothing.
What?
You get what I'm saying?
No, I do not.
She get what I'm saying.
She don't get what you saying. Because listen, let me tell you something. If somebody pulled her daughter like that, if she, you would have had to.
You remember Maya Angelou?
Definitely.
You remember why she said she stopped talking for like 12 years?
No.
Okay, that's all I'm saying.
I know.
That's all I'm saying.
What did she say? What did she say?
She's gonna tell you after the show.
Oh, okay. Yeah. No. It's
I don't know nothing about nothing.
Listen, I'm sorry. That was too much. That was too much. Dragging a female down, like, and think about this. Think about what he did off of camera. You know what I'm saying? That was caught on camera, and that happened a couple times. Now, I will say this, that the first time he displayed that type of
for every
recklessness,
Cassie
should have left.
For every Sean Combs, there's 100 other people that do it, that have as much, if not more, power and money.
Definitely.
And they're never seen.
Caught.
So
he got caught.
It ain't no getting caught.
He got caught.
We are always being put in the forefront to be the fools, to fall guys for these situations so they can do something else. So you telling me that
he was a fool.
These other guys and these other people that do all these different things, where's their public lashing?
Hold on. The reason why they don't got no public lashing, because you don't got them on video. They were smart. You think? Let me tell you something. You think with his boy Jay was. But Jay is smart enough not to do stuff in the public on video. He wasn't arrogant. That was
Antonio. I totally disagree. That happened decades ago. They only released it when they were ready to wrap
to get them. Yeah.
So all of them do it. Benny Medina put J-Lo on so he could humble Mariah. So they all do it. But what I'm saying is that we know they want to humble us. So we have to act better at all times.
Right.
I work with only white people. I'm on my P's and Q's all times when I'm with white people. When I work with the blacks, I cut up like the blacks because we understand each other. But when you are in that position and you're the only representative, there's a way you should work. And that's why I have a problem with Suge. He should have known. He's no dummy. He should have known. They watching everything you do. You can't be out here doing the same old stuff. You're a representative.
Especially not in public's eyes. Especially not in public's eyes.
They do it in public eyes, Antonio. Listen, they was having sex parties way before Puffy was. Definitely. They do it in public eyes. But there are so few of us. And as soon as we hit that billion, They want to bring us down.
Ooh,
we
wait.
cannot allow them to have anything on us so that they can use it against us. Unless we say like Pac, I did. You can't use nothing against me that I admit that I did. That's the difference.
And I agree, but let me add with the Suge part of it is that you can't control a very volatile environment. You can only manage it. You can't control it. So when you have, like, we're not talking about people that just are regular, normal people, what we consider regular and normal. You talking about folks that came out of hunger and starving for knowledge, money, opportunity, and had none. And the only thing that we know is that we were taught what this color, or these sides do, and how to claim that, and how to make my bones off of that. So you're telling me this guy saying, look, I'm giving you an opportunity to show you a different way. You ain't got to do all that extra stuff and put your life on the line. I just need you to do it like this, that, and the third. So he's taking these things, and then these folks is like, man, this too slow, or this is too, or no, they violated. So we got to do this. So you're only managing something because he still has to deal with the code.
Let me ask you: would you say Suge and Master P went through some of the same things?
Master P moved. Master P, when he was in, based on how I understand the story and what I heard him say out his mouth,
Master
he
P
moved. He went from where he was in
killers.
Louisiana, and then he went to California. So the mentality in which he had to, the survival mentality in which he had to have,
was different.
Changed because he was in a different environment.
So
now, when you're talking about Birdman, them, they were still in that space.
That's it. The mentality that Master P had. He thought that I know that I can't be down in the hood. He tried his Master P, his brother C Murder in jail right now. Had everything. He record deals, monies, cars, everything. You know what he couldn't do? He couldn't let go of the hood.
But you know what? He
refused to change his mentality.
That's another story that we have to address.
That's what it is.
Because it's not just the music; it's athletes
the
too.
mentality.
It's executives too. Because when you come from somewhere and this is what you know and this is how you were raised and this is what do you mean? I gotta let this go. What do you mean? You telling me
got to? You've got to listen.
But
listen, you run this podcast. You run this podcast. You don't run it like you were running in the street. You still who you are, but you know you have to have some type of professionalism.
47 years old. If I have not matured to this point, then I'm an idiot. When you are 20, when you're in your
said he was an idiot.
So when you're in your 20s and 30s and you're just getting, so it's a concept to where information, finance, and opportunity.
He should have listened.
The shoulda, coulda, wouldas don't happen to us the same way. We are not trained. We have to go through a fire and then learn from what we see. So that's why I say Jay is the epitome of all these different things that he's seen, because he was an artist first when it comes to music. Whatever allegedly his street acumen was, that's whatever that was.
Jay Street.
So
is Jay Street?
Most definitely.
Okay.
So I'm saying he learned from different things. His business partners, he didn't like certain things, so he had to make different moves, different situations. But he learned from all these different situations that he was involved with. So all I'm saying is that he's the epitome of everything that he said. Like, oh, I seen Suge make this move. Oh, I seen Jay Prince make this move. Oh, I seen Master P make this move. Oh, I seen Puffy make this move. Oh, I seen Russell make this move. And guess what? I got into this position at Def Jam in order to learn some things because, I ain't know what I didn't know. Now I know what I don't know. So now let's make another move. Okay, now I'm here and I got this thing where I got this music business that I got to where title. Okay, I don't know what I don't know, but now I know it. So, okay, that's what I'm doing here. Oh, okay, I'm in love with this woman and she's like the most amazing artists on the planet right now. So I don't know what I don't know about her business. So let me figure this out. And so now all these different lessons happen, and you get around people, smarter people. You paying smarter people to tell you the things that you don't know and to up your game on certain stuff. Because that's what their job is, and then you make good business decisions based on that. Because in your younger years, you made mistakes. He's not free of persecution and things that he's done, but he had the opportunity to grow up enough and to get an opportunity to get into a space to where he could grow.
Do you know the one of the smartest things that I've heard Jay say is that when he got into them rooms, he listened more and talked less, and that's how he figured out everything. You know, he was being in this room, being around you doing this podcast. I just listen to you. I see what you do. That's how Jay said that he learned everything. He just stopped talking. He got in the room with these people and he's soaking up everything. And he did a excellent job. When I heard him say that, I started thinking like that. Like I'm telling you, being like that, you could be in a room and you don't have to say nothing to nobody and listen to everything and will know everything about everything because you're listening. They're sitting talking and telling you everything. And you know,
Jay, your top?
Jay is definitely in the top 5. He is no way that you cannot put him in the top 5. My top 5. Russell Simmons is my number 1. My number 2. I'm gonna have to put Dre at number 2. I'm putting Dre at number 2. I'm putting Dre at number 2. I'm putting Puff at number 3. I'm putting Puff at number 3.
Okay.
And then I'm going to put I'm gonna put Master P and Suge at 4. And my 5, I'm thinking about Jay Prince, but I'm not sure. But Jay Prince might be right around 5. You know what I'm saying, from me.
So can I tell my 5 now?
Go ahead, brother.
So Suge number 1.
Suge is number 1.
I'm talking about executives running businesses, making people money, making them famous, making them
stop. You got to stop right
household
there.
names. Household names. So I'm saying, you know,
Suge number 1.
Number 1.
And none of them ain't rich.
Number Suge. 1.
Go ahead.
Taking people that came straight from the hood,
giving them an opportunity
out of nowhere, and made them superstars.
Yeah. Okay.
Daz Dillinger. Corrupt. Nate Dogg. Lady of Rage. You ain't never heard them on nothing else but Death Row. Michelle. Death Row. Okay, number 2.
Who's your number 2?
Master P.
P.
Somebody that came from somewhere and he had an idea and executive. So, okay.
And he got the right mentality, like you said.
Can I ain't interrupt none of your stuff when you said your top 5.
Go ahead.
Like, you want to challenge everything. I can't. Go ahead. Tell you the truth. I think I'm lying. So Master P, this man, when he got the opportunity and he was able to shoot the ball, he went back to 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 back and never stopped putting out content and putting people out there. Now, you say that other people made people broke. I believe Master P paid up front instead of having to deal with the back end. So if he knows he's got this distribution deal, okay, why not give you $1 million when I'm about to make 15 off of you? So I pay you this $1 million, and then now I control the royalties. This is my opinion. I don't know how their contracts were set up, but I'm saying he just knew how to make sure people were happy up front. And however you did that, you did that. If you want to renegotiate after you blew your money, then we'll have to talk about that. But he had a different business mentality, and he would put so many things out there, so much stuff on, and he changed the dynamic. So Suge changed the dynamic to in a point to where you could be unapologetically yourself. Master P changed the dynamic to where you could do it the way that you did it, and it worked, and people had to follow you. And
people
then
make money.
and then next is Russell Simmons, because he opened the door. Period.
Oh my God. You put where'd you put Russell at?
Number three.
Okay.
Because he had a business partner that
He had
so
what's his name? I forgot
nothing
his
against
name.
his business partner, but I'm saying Russell, he
Rick Rubin.
Yes. And so it was, to me, that made Russell acceptable. When you have this person next to you, now you're acceptable to this community in order to do business.
Russell said that. Russell said that without.
So go back on what I was saying.
Yeah.
Suge made it unapologetically.
Rick Rubin got him into the door.
Guess what? Remember what I'm saying. I'm sticking to what I said. I ain't changing what I said. Suge Knight made it acceptable to be unapologetically yourself. Master P, second on that. Russell opened the door, period. Number 4, Jay Prince. Jay Prince. Rap a lot. You talking about somebody that has had a 30-year run and has dealt with all issues and still been standing straight, standing tall. Regardless of what we think about these people and whatever the media says and personal, whatever that we don't know because we ain't in their life and don't know them, ain't been on their compounds or been visit them in prison or nothing.
We could wonder, we could think.
But I'm saying what they have done, and Jay Prince made Texas, the South, he gave them a voice beyond, and then the Ghetto Boys and so on and such that came out of that. Jay Prince, hands down, number 4. Now my number 5. You got your Jays, you got your Puffs, you got your different people like that. But I would have to say LaFace Records.
LaFace is R&B. That's R&B.
No, they hip hop too. Because Outkast came out of that.
Yeah,
Outkast came out.
But LaFace
Outkast came out of LaFace. And so I'm saying, as executives, as music executives, and Outkast is.
You think Babyface and L.A. Reid,
LaFace Records, LaFace Records.
You could put instead of you could put Slip and Slide in there.
No. So this is my thing with LaFace, is that their roster next to Death Row. Like Death Row was like, when you talking about extreme, what we consider gangster, they had the best roster ever. Outside of that, you got, to me, as far as rosters, you got Wu-Tang Clan. But when you talking about musically and sonically, and because Outkast is my favorite duo, period.
Right.
And so that's why I put LaFace in there, because you got the Dungeon Family, you got Outkast and all of them. So all that came out of LaFace Records. And then you have TLC, which is also a hip hop R&B group because of Left Eye. So when you putting all that stuff together sonically, and then the way that they did their business in order to put these people out there, it was amazing.
Tamika, what was your top 5? What's your top 5?
Oh, I'm topic now. So, I know it's Master P, but I don't.
You said Russell Simmons.
Russell Simmons.
Russell Simmons is your number 1.
Tamika, Master P. You said Russell Simmons, Master P, right?
Jay Prince, Rap a Lot.
Jay Prince, Rap a Lot, number 3.
He was around before the Shugs and all of that. And then it's Puffy and Suge, and
right.
It doesn't.
Puffy and shit. So
and then Jay is a strong number 6. Like, if we're talking about how he got hip hop into mainstream and all of that, that's definitely Jay and Puff.
Yeah. So and for me, the reason why I didn't put Puff in the top 5 is because he's also an example of all the people that he was around. You know, when he was at when he was working for a lot of people first, Uptown and things like that, before he became Puff Daddy. Now, great when it comes to, as far as what I heard in the interviews and stuff, when it comes to throwing parties and stuff like that, he was known for that. He was known for doing all that stuff. Innovative in a lot of senses, but he was taught to become who he became. Now, to me, a person like Suge, he had to learn on the spot on a lot of stuff. And it was either get eaten or eat. And so people thought they was gonna eat this man, and they didn't realize how how hungry he was. Same thing with Master P.
Yeah.
Now, Russell Simmons, he was eloquent about how he ate.
He was a little bit more
He was eloquent about how he ate.
professional.
Eloquent.
Okay.
Professional, you know, they're professional killers. So, you know,
Yeah.
profession is based on is relative.
Okay.
So it's the way that he did it for a certain group to be comfortable. And then, you know, but some people are unapologetic. Jay Prince to me was unapologetic. Suge unapologetic. Master P unapologetic. And people came and stole their concept and made it quote unquote professional or put it in a nice little suit and tie.
Yeah.
Because remember, Master P, he had so much stuff going on that the major industry started stealing what he was doing, because he had all the mom and pop shops on lock, because he was the one that did the thing where he put the records on the cap. He was maximizing the cap opportunity to where you put something on the edge of a aisle, and you have all your stuff going on, and people are, oh, this is that new stuff. And instead of having going through something and look through all these records and stuff, no, I'm gonna put this one advertisement here, and No Limit's gonna be right here. You can get all 6 albums or 8 albums that are out right now, because you see it right here, and I'm paying for the advertisement right here. And then major industry took that from him, because they saw that it was moving the dial.
Right. Well, hey, I appreciate everybody that tuned in this week. We got off subject. We was talking about the NCAA, but this organic conversation came up, and that's what it's about. Talking with Big Tone. Peace. I'm out.